Thank you, Mr. President. Action on a resolution and introduction of a guest.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I'm honored to have as a guest today in the gallery up to my left and your right is Gwen Cooper. She is the CEO of Accessia Health. I think I said that correctly. And which is a nonprofit charitable patient assistance program. And so in honor of her visit with us today, I would ask that the clerk would report Senate Resolution 70 and read it in its entirety.
Mr. Clerk, if you please would report Senate Resolution 70 and read it in its entirety.
Senate Resolution 70, resolution recognizing July 10th, 2023 to be Chronic Disease Day in Kentucky. Whereas chronic diseases such as high blood pressure, heart disease, arthritis, cancer, diabetes, asthma, and obesity account for many of the most common health problems in the United States and Kentucky. And whereas more than 160 million Americans live with chronic illnesses and disabilities. Whereas 1 out of every 2 adults in Kentucky has at least one chronic disease. And whereas chronic diseases account for 7 of the top 10 leading causes of death in the U.S. Whereas chronic diseases account for more than 90% of the annual health care spending in the U.S. Whereas the COVID-19 pandemic exposed and exacerbated existing difficulties in how people with chronic conditions are impacted. And whereas the aims of Chronic Disease Day are to lower the number of preventable illnesses, advance access to care for unpreventable conditions, and build healthier communities. And now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The Senate of the Commonwealth of Kentucky does hereby proclaim July 10th, 2023 as Chronic Disease Day.
Senator from Warren.
Thank you, Mr. President. As was said within this resolution talking about the chronic diseases, that of one of these that was mentioned I have, which is high blood pressure. And a lot of people suffer from that disease. But what happens with hospitalizations and things like that, sometimes people can't afford it if they don't have insurance or don't have sufficient insurance. So to have Ms. Cooper here today with the Accessia Health, because they are a patient assistance program, which is a charitable nonprofit, to help with those things for those people that many times those bills can actually bankrupt them. I just move adoption for this resolution and that we would recognize our guest and welcome her here today.
The matter for the body is adoption of the resolution. Any other members seeking recognition for the purposes of question or discussion on the resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Ma'am, we welcome you here to the Senate chamber and thank you for your service.